Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the first live watch-along of the season. Today's game, Birmingham City at St Andrew's Stadium in Birmingham. Leeds United looking to get their first 3 points of the season on the board. Welcome to everybody who is joining, and I'm sure we'll get some more people in before kick-off. But yeah, big game today. We need to get a win on the board. Birmingham are probably a tougher test than Cardiff, and we struggled a little bit against Cardiff. We now haven't got Nonto in the team, which I'm sure people will get into a little bit more later on, and people will be voicing their opinions, and we can probably have a chat about that at half time. But for today, we need to kind of concentrate on this game, and I think when we look at the lineup, it looks like it's Joffrey up front, so we need to get a little bit of better service into him than what we did in the Carabao Cup game, which obviously, as I was at home for that, I couldn't watch that one, so I had to listen on the radio, and I went on Joe's stream to do it. But yeah, Jonesy Lamau saying, "Si, this could be painful." Well, that's the thing. It could go one of two ways, couldn't it, Jonesy? It's either going to be painful, or it's actually going to be something that we can sit and enjoy and be comfortable. It could go either way. I'm hoping it's nice and comfortable, and we can sort of get some points on the board, score early, enjoy ourselves. But you never know, do you? You never, ever know. Looks like Birmingham City are actually having some some rebuilding done around the lower tiers of their St Andrew's Stadium. And Tom Brady, I think, was in a local Birmingham pub earlier, so you could probably expect some chants from the Leeds fans based off that. Welcome to everybody who's joining. If you see that you can't put any chats in the comment box, that's just because you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. So if you want to talk to me and you want to get involved in the chat, which I'm sure will get a bit bigger as we go towards the game. We've only been live for 2 minutes. Then hit that sub button, and you should be able to have a crack with me and stuff and talk about all things Leeds United versus Birmingham City. Yes, just 15 minutes to go then. Well, actually less than that now, 13 minutes. Jonesy Lamau saying, "Fingers crossed, I think the last couple of days has lowered my morale. Club has so much work to do, but I'm not expecting promotion until we can build the squad." I think that's realistic. I think that it's not even the club particular that's done anything wrong, because they've signed Rodon, which is a really good signing. They also were confident of getting Max Aarons through the door as well, but obviously he decided to go to Bournemouth instead, and then there's not much that Leeds can really do about what Nonto and his agent more specifically are trying to do. And they've said, and they've put the foot down, that they don't want him to leave. So where we go from here, I don't know. But obviously, as you'll all know, he's refused to play in this game. Welcome, Jatex. Just hoping not to lose. Got to get through this window, through this tough window period of always darkest before the dawn. Still have confidence in the new ownership. I do as well, and I think the way that they've been doing things is very sensible. That when you actually look at the transfers we've brought in, Ethan Ampadu, Carl Darlow, and Joe Rodon. It's very good. It's very good. All for less than 10 million, because obviously Rodon's on loan as well. So we'd have to renegotiate a deal with him if we do want to keep him on a permanent at the end of the season. Bondorific saying that one thing I've adopted as my mantra is that the lads that are in Birmingham want to be there, and will fight for the club. I still believe it's a talented enough of a side to win. Yeah, I think so. When you actually, I think it's hard for us really to get a sort of perspective on this, even though it was only sort of 7-8 years ago when we were in the Championship with a terrible team. We've kind of, I don't know, it pains me to say it, but we're kind of like a bit spoilt now, even by how good we've had it compared to some Championship clubs. So I think we're still thinking that, oh God, this team's not good enough, this team's terrible, when actually we've got a lot of very talented players, which other Championship clubs would absolutely kill to have in their team. So I think we have got enough to win games like this. It's just about getting the right manager in, which I think we've done now, getting the right tactics, which I think we've done now. We just need a little bit more backup, and we'll be absolutely fine this season, pushing for an automatic spot. I think we'll potentially playoffs, maybe a third place finish. But But then, so Amy Paul saying never easy with Leeds. No, absolutely never easy. We never do things straightforward, do we? But let's hope we do today for once. Fergal Kelly saying, I hope that Cine has a slight knock and not doing a non-toe. Yeah, everything that I've heard is that it's that Cine might have a knock and not anything else. Martin Cook saying, thank you. Thank God you're doing a watch along match. Just having a public apoplexy. Too stressful. Willie has come to terms with being let down. He'll be fine. I think with the Willie Nonto stuff, and I said this on Jer's podcast, that like as soon as players do something like this, I'm like, right, okay, I don't care anymore. Go as soon as possible. Get the money in, and we'll replace you with a couple of good players. That's the idea for me. We spent £5 million on Willie Nonto, so if we sell him for 20 or 25 million, we've made 20 million profit, which is really good for our profit and sustainability rules. And that's all we need. Just give us the money, and we can buy another full-back, a number 10, a centre midfielder, a striker, any of those positions. Just give us the money. Give us the money, and we'll do it. Glovework coaching, what do you see as the shape today? 4-3-3. Yes, good time to do this, because I was waiting until we had a few more people in. We've got 28 people in now, so that's great. Thanks to all of you for joining me. So let's go through the lineup and then talk about how we think it might line up. Meslier in net, as we were sort of expecting. Then you've got Ayling, Strauch, Cresswell and Byram. So that'll be a straight back four, normal. Then you've got, this is where it gets interesting, Ampadu, Shackleton and Gray. Now, you're probably right, Glovework coaching, that it could be a 4-3-3. It looks like that on paper, doesn't it? But you never really know. With a manager like Farke, he could do something a bit out of the box. But it looks like it because you've got Ampadu, who you would expect to sit behind Shackleton and Gray in the midfield. But you could still get a similar system and a similar philosophy, and I'm sure it will be that maybe Shackleton will drop into that right-back role while Luke Ayling overlaps the winger, which on that side might be Poveda. I'd expect that to happen still and still play in a similar sort of way. It's just that you don't have a central midfielder as advanced as a number 10. It's a very similar system, the 4-3-3 to the 4-2-3-1 when you actually think about it. All it is dropping that number 10 into the midfield and making it a 3 there. I think that's probably how it'll line up, a 4-3-3, but we'll probably play in a very similar style to what we have been seeing so far. Martin Cook saying Nonto hasn't refused to play. He's declared himself unfit, albeit due to a mental health issue. That's me not wanting to crucify him as a teenager, give him a break. Yeah, I mean, like I said, whatever his reasons are, if he wants to leave, then let him and take the money. Is basically my thing of it. Like, it's not like I don't care. Like, I care about a player's mental health, obviously, but if he wants to leave, that will help his mental health. Let him go. That's it. Just let him go. Let him get a new club. Let him do what he wants. See what it's like. The one thing I would say is that Nonto's agent is the same agent that Nicolo Zaniolo had, and I know he had lots of issues with his Roma dealings when he wanted to leave. Before he ended up going on loan to Galatasaray last season. They've got the same agent, and a similar sort of thing seems to be happening where the player tries to force their way out. So we'll see more on that in due course, I think. I haven't mentioned as well, Tyler Adams, his deal fell through to go to Chelsea. I think he was actually in London, and that one fell through to go to Chelsea. So that is a little bit odd, because Caicedo was then rumoured to go to Liverpool. It offered 110 million. He was going to go. Then Caicedo didn't want to go to Liverpool. He only wanted to go to Chelsea. It's all very confusing. But at the moment, the squad we've got is the squad that's playing today. And obviously we've got some injuries, and we would like to get those players back. But at the moment, it's the squad we've got today, and we've got to deal with what we've got, really. I'm starting to see some pictures of the Leeds fans. Trying to see if I see anyone I know. Oh, there's a couple of people with the new pink third shirt, which I really, really do not like. Anybody else got any thoughts on the third shirt? I just think it's awful. I think if they'd have done all we needed was a bright yellow version of the home kit with the same inlaying of the peacock feathers, boxed in blue, badge, Adidas in blue, stripes in blue. Would have been fantastic. John Shaw's saying 20 million, take 20 million for Nonto and hope it sends Everton into FFP. Well, they're already going to be done for their FFP, aren't they? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. This is very strange. I'm gonna have to watch the Birmingham City feed, which will be very biased, but oh well, we'll do our own commentary. That's what you come here for my very biased commentary. That's the idea anyway. Let me just make that a little bit bigger so I can see how many people have liked the video. 24 likes. We've got 41 people in the chat. Should we try and get that up to 30 likes? Just 6 more of you to like that. That would be great. Helps get the stream out there to more people. We can get a big chat going in this game where I have predicted Leeds to win 2-1. Hope we do. I think they'll score off a corner and we will win 2-1. Anybody else got any score predictions as well? Put them down in the chat if you have. Yes, this is the first time I've actually spoken live to my viewers, I think, since... When was the last live stream I did? I think it was the Spurs game when we got relegated. So, yeah, it's a new era. It's a new time. And, hopefully it's the start of something special. We've seen that we played well against... Cardiff, but in the end, we defensively weren't strong enough. So hopefully Joe Rodon comes in and solidifies that a little bit. Leeds are actually playing in the pink kit today because obviously our home kit's white and our away kit is blue. So we have to play in the third kit today. Yes, and Karen's saying that she doesn't like the third kit. I can see what they tried to do with it with Leeds City of Culture thing, but it just doesn't work for me. It's just a very ugly rhubarb and custard thing. John Shaw saying the team's not that bad, considering my only doubt is creativity. 1-0 Leeds. Yeah, fair enough. I agree with that. Bondorific saying Birmingham 1, Leeds 3, matching on together. Yeah, fair enough. One more goal than I expected. I hope Joffy gets a goal today. Continues his streak. I know he got lucky in the week, but if he can continue his streak and get another goal, that would be excellent for his confidence. Jatek saying when Willie came in, he was shown with his parents. They seem very close. Wonder if the parents are getting as much out of him as possible. Sad situation. Yeah, you just never know, do you, what goes on behind the scenes? I don't like to speculate, but you just don't know. So it could be anything. Karen saying draw 1-1. Yeah, I could see it away from home getting a draw today, but I'm just really hoping more than anything for a win. Amy Paul saying 2-1 to Leeds. Yeah, like myself, I think we've got enough to score a couple of goals, and I think they will score, but not more than one, I'm hoping. Here we see Luke Ayling leading Leeds out onto the pitch as captain, followed by Meslier, Strauch, Byram, Shackleton, Ampadu. I can't actually tell who that is. Cresswell, Joffy, Dan James, Ian Pervader, and Archie Gray. Isn't there a sell-on clause in Nonto's contract? I'm not sure on that one, Fergal, to be honest. I'd have to check up on that one. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I have, by the way, found the other day that I can use SofaScore at halftime to look at the heat maps of all the players and stuff. So we'll do that, and I might be able to share it onto the screen as well. So we'll have a think about that. But yeah, we can see how players have performed. Kerry Williams, who is a Leeds Lately member, thank you for being a member, Kerry. And is that saying the name right? Let me know. Under the circumstances, take a point today and hopefully a better defensive showing. Yeah, exactly. Apart from take a point today, because I think we can win this one. But yeah, definitely need a better defensive showing. If you want to become a member and join Kerry and a few others who are members at the moment who just support me, allowing me to make this content, spend more time making it, better equipment, everything like that, then join Kerry by hitting that join button at the top. Obviously, feel no obligation to, but if you want to, you know where it is, and that would really, really help me out. I appreciate massively all the people who are members. And if you are, as you can see, Kerry has got the Leeds Lately badge, which was the first one I ever made on Photoshop when I was just learning how to use Photoshop. He's got that badge, and then as you progress over more time, you start to get you'll get the one of me going like this, like a little loser with a lead going like that, Leeds Lately, and the little graphic that I made. And eventually you'll get the current peacock badge, and that's how you'll know that somebody's been a channel member for a long time supporting me. Obviously you get priority replies in the comments, and on live streams as well. I'll make sure I definitely reply to anybody who's a member. But no more about that. The game is about to start in, well, I think we may be a little bit behind here. So just something I need to say, which I almost forgot, but because we are live, I may be slightly behind, right? If you haven't seen me celebrate or commiserate a goal at either end of the pitch, if you haven't seen it come up on the screen yet and I haven't reacted to it yet, I haven't seen it. There's not that much of a delay. So don't put it in the chat if a goal's gone in and you're ahead of me, basically, please. It's just a little public service announcement, basically. Don't put it in the chat if there's a goal or anything that's could be a spoiler. Just give it a minute. Just give it a minute until you say something, until I've reacted to it, because like I say, I don't want to I don't fake reactions or anything like that. I like to be genuine in my reactions and stuff, and I probably wouldn't be if I saw it already. But yes, there's just a round of applause a minute for Sir Trevor Francis, who died on the 24th of July 2023. So the ground are just clapping at the moment. Robert King saying, why no Cree or Cine? Crescencio Somerville hurt himself in the Cardiff game and is out for a couple of games. And then Sinistera has also taken a knock. I think that was in training. Alex Rahn, Birmingham, 1-0 already. Shake my head. Yeah, good one. Where can I watch the game? L is saying it's on LUTV, but only if you're in UK and Ireland, you can only get the radio version. But if you're outside of UK and Ireland, you can get the full feed. So a round of applause going round today. Indian Joe saying 2-0 lost today, I reckon. Well, we don't like that, do we? We try to be positive. We try to be positive even when we think it might go terribly wrong. But yeah, each to their own. To be fair, you have won, Indian Joe, because if we do lose 2-0, you can say you were right. And if we win, you can say, oh, you were glad anyway because we won. So you've got it sussed. Why is Michael Whitley on about split or steal on golden balls? One guy was like, I'm going to steal, but I will split the moment money with you afterwards, and actually split on Unreal Mind games. Yeah, this kit, it just doesn't do it for me. The other two I think are lovely, but this kit, it's just not pleasant. We are getting a bit of buffering going on here. Hopefully it's not like that through the whole game. Who are West Brom playing today, by the way? Who's in the pink? Is it Swansea? Yeah, I don't know. Never mind. Let's get ready to watch this game then. This kit definitely needs some wins to make it more appealing for me. Yeah, that's what they said on the square ball, isn't it? That if you win in a kit, it always feels better. We haven't actually kicked off yet. I'm just getting the timer ready. There's Tom Brady in the stands. Seems very weird, doesn't it? I think he must be the most American-looking man I've ever seen. Right, we are just about to kick off at St Andrews. Referee's taking the whistle out of his pocket. Just showing the lineups now. Scott Hogan, Sariki Dembele, Bakuna, Anderson, Bielik, Sunic, Buchanan, Long, Sanderson, Laird and Ruddy. And we have kicked off here at St Andrews. Yes, Swansea, yeah. Cheers, Robert. Good little header there from Archie Gray trying to flick it on, but he is bowled over and he doesn't get any sort of free kick for that. So Birmingham with a throw-in on the halfway line here. Back to the centre half, across to the other centre half. The only problem is in the Championship. In the Premier League, I know pretty much every player who would be playing for someone. In the Championship, I'm like, oh yeah, the midfielder gets it, apart from Leeds players. Sam Byram now with the ball, who had an excellent couple of appearances in his first 2 games of this season so far in the league and in the Carabao Cup. Been impressed with Sam. Of course, we were always impressed with Sam when he came through at Leeds, and it was sad that when he went. But it's nice to actually have him back for a little bit of a swan song to his career. Actually, not a bit of a swan song to his career, because he's 29. If he can stay fit, he could be decent for us. Although he has just committed a foul, just as I've said that. 75 people in the chat now. That's absolutely unreal. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Let's get that like count up to 50. Only 5 more of you need to hit that like button. But yes, we are a minute in here, and Leeds have just won a throw-in on the halfway line through Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling then looking for some options for this throw-in. He's captain in the side today. Luke Ayling then. Back to Cresswell, and then into Strauch. Not much we can do about it, Joe, though, to be fair. Ayling, Strauch, Shackleton, because we don't have the players, really. I think Strauch's good enough for the Championship. Half-decent ball-playing defender. He just needs a bit more confidence back in him again. And I think the way that we play in this, Ayling's going to look pretty good going forward, and somebody's going to be covering for him, and that's probably is Shackleton. I think Shackleton's just an average Championship footballer. I think he's serviceable. He does what he needs to do. He's not a hero. He's not a villain. He's just decent. Oh, Ampadu with a loose touch there, and now we've got Buffer in. That wasn't great. Just as Birmingham picks up the ball, I just can't see what's going on. Scott Hogan into the box, cuts it across, and nobody's there apart from Charlie Cresswell to clear it. I'm actually like a whole minute behind now. Just give me a second. I'll have to load it back up again because I went like a full minute behind. Yeah, we're about right now. That's perfect. Good clearance there from Meslier. Leeds have won the ball back. Ampadu into Gelhardt. Gelhardt with a little flick into Poveda. Poveda coming forward. Gives it out wide to Dan James. Dan James looking to take on the fullback and cut inside. Dan James with a nice flick towards the back post and doesn't quite make it to Ayling. Just need to turn the commentary down because it's biased Birmingham City commentary and I'm doing the commentary here, lads. I'm telling you. Gray with a nice little flick into Sam Byram. Sam Byram back to Strauch, and Lee's trying to get a little bit more of a foothold in the game now and actually get the ball Shackleton does seem to be playing a little bit further forward. I'm still trying to figure out the formation that we're playing before. Obviously, we talked about it maybe being a 4-3-3, but Leeds have just given the ball away there. But Archie Gray with a good tackle, and then the ball has gone to a Birmingham City player, and now it is buffering again. It's Ethan Laird. Tries to get the ball into the box and Ampadu clears. Archie Gray's still down on the floor. And Leeds have got a little bit of a moment of respite here because Archie Gray's down still. He made a tackle and I think I don't know, maybe he just got a little... he got a little clump on the back of the head, I'm not sure. Yeah, true. If the first shot on target by Birmingham didn't go in. Ball with Cresswell now. Back into Ayling. Out to Cresswell again. Cresswell's just tried to pass a long ball and it's just hit Archie Gray in the head, and now Birmingham are attacking again. Birmingham look decent today. Birmingham look like they're really up for it, and Leeds are not doing very well at dealing with the pressure so far. Ayling tries to clear and Cresswell is able to. Norwich 1-up against Southampton. Cartel, do I know JT? James Toon, yes I do. I've done many live shows with him on Joe's channel. Birmingham centre-back now has the ball and passes it out wide to the full-back. Now down the line to Siriki Dembele, and then it's tackled by Luke Ayling, and it's going to be a Cardiff throw-in. There we go, that's more like the time that I'm on. Strout with the ball. What do I think of Dan James? I think Dan James is going to be player of the season. That's what I said in my pre-season prediction video. I think he's going to have an absolute blinder this season. But once we get a decent striker in, probably, because his crosses in pre-season were excellent and he needs to get back on that again. And his pace as well and stuff. And obviously the reason we wanted to sign him in the first place was because he was playing so well for Swansea in the Championship. So for me, I think he's just going to show why we wanted him in the first place in that Swansea side. Karen saying our players need to step up after the week we've had. Yeah, we do look like we're having a little bit of a shaky start. Obviously, we've got even more players injured and missing now. But we do need to have a bit of a better start to this game than we have had. I'm hoping to see Jorginho Rutter at some point today. Hope to see him get some game time because he could be a big player for this season. He just needs to stay fit. Now Poveda with the ball. It's gone out wide to Ayling, and we're buffering again. Oh my god. Dan James, back to Byram, back to Strauch. Sinisterra's not there, no. Strauch with the ball. Byram all the way back to Meslier. Meslier looks to get the ball forward. Gives it into Ampadu. Ampadu into Poveda. Poveda out to Ayling. Ayling into Poveda again. Back to Ampadu and goes back again in the recycle of possession. Strauch into Cresswell. Cresswell out wide to Ayling again. Ayling tries to pass it into Pervader, but Pervader is nipped in front of by the defender, and he clears it all the way back to Ilan Meslier. Now Strauch tries to play a long ball forward to Ayling. It's a really good ball, and Ayling's managed to take it down. Ayling with the ball into the box towards the back post. Dan James is waiting for it. Dan James shoots! Blocked! Good bit of play by Leeds. The best we've had so far. I have to go back in time now to find the time we're actually on there. That's what time we're actually on. Dan James then to take this corner. I noticed he was taking a few corners in the Shrewsbury game. He's injured, Matt Sinistera. Ball into the box. Oh, Strauch nearly got there. Not that it would have gone in anyway because he's got an absolute 50p head, but the ball was right and Strauch nearly got to it. Leeds have got another throw in though. It looks weird it just being a building site around the pitch. Ayling throws it back all the way to Charlie Cresswell, who gives it into Strauch. Strauch's going to look up for options and try and play it out to the other side. He's carrying the ball at the moment. Goes out to Dan James. Dan James looking to take on Ethan Laird. Dan James does really well to take on Ethan Laird, and then his touch is just a little bit heavy and the centre-half is able to clear it. How long will he be out for? I'm not sure on Sinistera, to be honest. I think it's not a massive injury. Ampadu with a good idea, ball into the box, but Shackleton not able to get onto the end of it. Does seem strange to see Shackleton making runs into the box. John Ruddy in net for Birmingham, which I forgot about. And John Shaw saying, what do you think about Adams? Where do you think Adams will end up? My guess is Liverpool. Yeah, Somerville's injured as well. He got injured in the Cardiff game. That's why he wasn't available for the Carabao Cup game against Shrewsbury either. But on Adams, I think potentially, yeah, he could end up at Liverpool. I mean, they were looking for Moise Caicedo. They didn't get him. And Adams is obviously a much cheaper option, although he is slightly injury prone. So it remains to be seen whether they'd want to take him. But still, yeah, he may end up there. It's going to be a corner here to Birmingham City. God, this takes a long time to buffer. It'll be a corner here then. And again, we've gone ahead. Southampton just scored 1-1. Corner then here for Birmingham City. Swung into the box and Meslier claims it nicely. Happy with that. Cresswell and Ayling trying to play out from the back there. Mellier's now got time, and I think it's Bakuna. He's gonna back off and allow Leeds to play out from the back here, which is interesting. Yeah, they haven't really pressed too much when we've been trying to play out from the back. Mellier's actually walked to about halfway out of his box to the halfway line and then passed it. And then got the ball back, actually. Meslier with the ball out to Strauch. Then Strauch down the line to James. James has knocked it to Byram, and Byram's been tackled by the number 5, Sanderson, I think it is. Now Strauch. And Cresswell. Cresswell back to Strauch. Lee's trying to look for an opening here. Strauch down the line. Dan James with the ball. Feel sorry for Darlow. Came because he was told he would be starting. I'm sure he'll get his chance. I'm sure Meslier will do something at some point that calls into question whether he should be starting or not, and Darlow will get a game. The other thing is, Leeds aren't a cup team either, so there isn't much chance for him to play in the cups. I mean, we'll probably go out in the next round to Salford. Dan James now, though, with the ball against Ethan Laird. He's going to try and take him on, and he tries to get the ball into the box, and it's cleared again by Sanderson. All the way to Strauch. Now Strauch's going to send it back to Meslier, and he's going to look up and try and get the ball clear. Back to Strauch it goes. So 15 minutes into the game now, and neither side has really threatened to score, but I would say it's become pretty even. It started with Birmingham having a lot of the ball and a lot of the chance to get the ball into the final third, but it's become a little bit more even now, with Dan James not just quite finding that final ball when he does get into those good attacking positions off the left-hand side. Great ball there from Pervader, and Dan James is able to get there ahead of Ethan Laird, and the ball into the box isn't quite met by Shackleton. Ethan Ampadu, and he sends it wildly over the bar. So good chance for Leeds. That's what I was talking about with that corridor of uncertainty. Dan James putting the ball into the box. It was a really good pass from Dan James, and again it's Shackleton trying to get on the end of it and can't quite do so. Then Ayling tries to cut it back. It falls to Ampadu, and Ampadu absolutely leathers it over the bar. So 0-0 here still. Goal kick's just about to be taken here by John Ruddy, and he sends it long and over the halfway line. Southampton have scored again. Bloody hell. Yeah, Southampton look a strong side this season. I'm not so sure about Leicester, but Southampton certainly, I think, will go straight back up. We're actually having to keep going back in time, you know. That's the time we're on now. Oh well, at least we get to watch it. Ayling trying to clip that forward. I'm on 19 minutes. Yeah, I just got an error with the playback. Oh no, it's jumped to 18:45 now. That's good. I think we're nearly up to date. There we go. Dan James has been brought down there, and it's a free kick to Leeds. Oh, I've gone to the wrong minute. Oh my god. Well, you can tell I've not done this for a while because it's a bit of a mess, and also it's what do you call it? It's on iFollow, but only if you're outside of the UK and Ireland. Norwich just scored. Bloody hell. That game seems to be a little bit of a back and forth one. Dan James stepping up to take this free kick then. Dan James then looking to get the ball in the box from this free kick. Curls it towards the back post, and it chooses that moment to buffer. So that's good, isn't it? Why? Goes towards the back post and then out for a corner. I hate how Birmingham fans just call themselves Blues. Oh, have you watched Blues? Did you watch Blues this weekend? You got to see Blues? Grow up. Ball into the box then. Ruddy comes miles out and picks it up because Pervader is never going to get that off him. Archie Gray does really well there. Well done, Archie. Stops the counter-attack in its tracks, and then surely that was a foul there. Yeah, passing the ball properly is actually something we've really lacked. Oh my God, I've had to go back in time again. Another minute. Out wide to Dembele. Dembele down the line for Buchanan. Buchanan tries to put it into the box. Cresswell and Gray as a combination get rid of it eventually, with Dan James coming to help out. Poveda trying to get back, and then Ampadu goes through Laird, and Ampadu might be getting a yellow card for this. Oh, yeah, Ampadu's just received a yellow card for that. 20 minutes in, which is not great. Mark Barlow saying, in a world of high-paid and profile players, decent coaches who know what they're doing, they get overlooked. Farke's system can hopefully make up for our lack of quality and depth. Yeah, I hope so, but we certainly do need a few more key positions strengthening, because Farke's not a miracle worker. He needs another striker, really, and another midfielder, and then I think he's set. Curls in, and then Sam Byram heads it away well. Buchanan's going to pick this up, the Birmingham City left back. Tries to play it down the line. Sunjic up against Ayling. Ayling does well to get the ball off him, and then he's fouled, and it's Ayling flopped. And although I think it was actually a foul, but yeah, it's a Leeds free kick there, just by their own corner flag on the right-hand side. Charlie Cresswell was going to take it, but he's given it to Ilan Meslier. Meslier getting ready to take this kick, and it looks like he's actually going to take this long this time rather than trying to play out from the back. And he does send it over the halfway line. Joffy's the only player in the half that was anywhere near that, and he was never going to win that header against Sanderson. Now Strout with the ball. Out wide to Dan James, and Strout's tripped up Hogan, and he's not even going to say it's a foul. Thank God for that. Yeah, that could have been bad. Dan James wasn't checking his shoulder, and the ball was nicked away from him by Laird, and then Strout tripped up Scott Hogan, and it was not given as a foul in the end. Really hope the next thing coming in as a striker. Yeah, we really do need one now, don't we? We can't wait that much longer, because we might start falling behind in the Championship if we don't get a striker in and start winning games now. Birmingham look a decent side today, and we're not dealing with them very well. Joffy into Ampadu. Ampadu looks for options. Through the middle to Poveda. Poveda out wide. Good play from Leeds. Need to get another foothold in this game. Sam Byram is also almost picking up a number 10 position on the edge of the box here. Poveda to James. James puts it into the box. Cleared away by Sanderson again. Sanderson seems to be there every single time for these crosses. I mentioned this to my mate when I was at the Cardiff game at home last week. I said that, like, the Championship, you forget it's just like Land of the Giants. These people are so big. The players are so big that you're never going to win corners against them and putting balls into the box. They are just going to win every header. We are buffering again. Poveda out wide to Ampadu. James, Byram, and then James and Byram weren't quite on the same wavelength there, and it's going to be a goal kick for John Ruddy to take. It's been a bit of a stop-start game, to be honest. 1 second we're doing really well and attacking, the next we're under the cosh a little bit. It's a bit end-to-end. I think if we got a goal, it would really, really settle us down. But at the moment, it doesn't look like one to come in. John Ruddy takes his goal kick then over the halfway line. Oh, not quite, because it's stopped by Archie Gray. Bakuna's nutmegged Byram. Tries to play Scott Hogan down, and Strout gets it. Oh, Sariki Dembele's got it after slid a ball into the box and I can't see because it's buffering. Oh my god, this is so annoying. 65%, 72%, 77%. And you can't quite take the touch and it rolls through past Mellier's post and goes out for a safe goal kick. Yeah, Archie Gray just couldn't quite reach that ball, and then Dembele slipped in. Who was it, Bakuna? And the pass just wasn't quite good enough for him, and it went all the way out for a Leeds goal kick. 0-0 then, halfway inside the first half. Halfway through the first half. Although I am just going to sync this back up again. There we go. Perfect. Meslier plays it long. Doesn't quite hit Byram, and it goes out for a Birmingham City throw-in that we're not doing very well at playing out from the back today, particularly. I don't really know what that's about, whether it's Birmingham City putting pressure on or Leeds just struggling a little bit with the passing. It's not working, though. Ayling nips in and gets the ball well there. And Buchanan wins it back off him. And now he's trying to get the ball away, and Luke Ayling's deflected it out for a Birmingham City throw-in. Gloveworks coach is saying not just a striker, need 4 or 5. Left back, centre mid, centre back, 10 and a 9. I think the priority for me is a striker. I think a striker and a right centre mid is the priority for me, because I think it's difficult, isn't it? I think if I had to choose, if we could only get 3 positioned in, it would be a striker and a centre mid and a left back. But yeah, it's difficult because we're not going to be able to bring in that many players, I don't think, as much as we'd want to and we need to. Sam Byram then. He's been fouled there by Bakuna, and it's going to be a Leeds free kick there, just in the left back position. I reckon we should switch to a 4-3-3. I'm pretty sure we are pretty much playing a 4-3-3. It's just that we need to. I don't know. We're struggling to string passes together at the moment and get our players in behind, and Birmingham are doing a good job of stopping us do that. But there needs to be some sort of change, I agree. Whether that's bringing on a more creative player, I don't know. Meslier takes the kick then, and it goes long towards Ayling. Joffy's going to get to that, and he's in the corner, in the Birmingham City corner, and he's going to give it back to Ayling. Now Ayling with the ball into Shackleton. Joffy tries to play it outside of the ball, passed into Byram, who was running through on goal. But it doesn't quite get there because once again it's cut out by Sanderson. Byram plays the ball into Dan James. Dan James tries to play down the line to Poveda, but again this player is not on the same wavelength. Sanderson clears. Then Byram heads it, and it's gone out for... it's an away game, yeah. It's at Birmingham City's St Andrew's ground, which is having a lot of building work done to it. The whole bottom tier pretty much is just concrete and... what are those metal grids called that they put under concrete? I can't remember. Someone will know. Make these headphones a bit bigger so they don't hurt my head as much. So, half an hour in here then. Leeds, we haven't really created anything. Rebar, that's the one. We haven't really created anything clear cut, any really decent chances, and had any decent shots on goal. We'll have a look at the statistics and stuff at half time. But yeah, it's just we're struggling a little bit creatively, and somebody said that before kickoff. So shout out to whoever that was that said that we would struggle creatively today, because we have. Like I said before, if you want to put something in the chat and you can't, it's because you haven't hit that sub button, so make sure you hit that sub button. We're going to try and hit 10k by the end of this season. We're nearly at 6.5, so it's a big ask, but the referee's just got in Ampadu's way there. Bakuna has been played too wide here, but he's going to try and cut it back, and it's flown over everybody. Matt Olver, I respect your opinion, but I don't agree. I think our third kit is absolutely horrendous. How is that fair, by the way? The referee just got in front of Ampadu when he was trying to clear the ball and then just let play continue. It should have been a drop ball, because that wouldn't have been pulled back because there's no VAR or anything. So, like, yeah, that would not have been fair. Yeah, we're going to see a replay of it now. Yeah, Ampadu would have got the ball there, but the referee was in the way, and he just let Birmingham City play on. I'm not sure why that's a thing. Melié's had to send that ball long over the top of everybody, and it's gone all the way through to his counterpart in the Birmingham City goal, John Ruddy. John Ruddy's been about a bit. How old is he? I basically use the chat as Google whilst I'm doing these streams. It's like somebody just search for me how old John Ruddy is, because he seems to have been around for absolutely yonks. Strauch with the ball. Back to Charlie Cresswell. And back to Strauch. And out wide to Byram. Game's slowed down a little bit now, but Leeds need to pick up the pace and try and get a goal. That's the one. We're playing football, aren't we? Get a goal before half time. Ampadu. Ball out wide to Poveda. Then Dan James, but Poveda's ball just goes way out. We're just not clicking. Attacking wise, we are just not clicking together, and it's a little bit worrying. I feel like we need. I feel like we need to bring in Ruddy's 36. I thought he probably would have even been older than that. But yeah, I think we're struggling a little bit. I think we need some creativity. Somebody like Jorginho Rutter could provide that, but whether he's fit enough to play a full 45 minutes, I am not sure. I'm pretty impartial to the third kit. If we win in it, I'll like it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it tends to go, isn't it? JZF. Ball out to Buchanan, I think he's called. Then Siriki Dembele. Then back out to Dembele again with a little 1-2, and he's able to try and play a ball in, and Strauch is able to deal with it, get it to Cresswell, and Cresswell's little touch takes it away from the Birmingham City player, and Leeds are able to regain possession. Not safe possession though, because we're still trying to play our way out of this. And again, Melié just hoofs that straight into touch, so we lose the ball. He panicked a bit there. Ball back with John Ruddy here, the 36-year-old goalkeeper, which I now know. Is the ball flat or something? Why is the referee blowing the whistle here? Oh, another one of the balls is on the pitch, that's why, so the refs had to go and knock it off. Very championshipy. How very championshipy that is. He's giving it as a drop ball. John Ruddy then takes this goal kick long. Strauch wins the header. Strauch's getting better at winning those defensive headers, you know. Dan James with a nice outside of the foot pass, but it's just cut out again by Sanderson. I think Sanderson's been player of the half so far, just as he plays a terrible pass to Dembele, who's managed to get there, and he's managed to skim past Ayling. And Ayling's managed to use his strength to get him out. What is the fair price of Nonto? 20 million, I would say. He's not really done anything massive, but you're kind of paying for potential, aren't you? We paid £5 million for him. He's an Italian international at 19 years old. He's shown flashes of brilliance. I think 20 million is a decent price for him, for the way that his career has gone so far. I don't think we could be realistically asking much more than that. But what's he done, though? I suppose Southampton are asking for like 50 million for Lavia, or 40 million even for Lavia. And he's only had one season. But Nonto's not even had a full season playing first-team football every week for a decent side. I don't see where we get that valuation from, really. Bakuna nearly scored there as the ball was whipped in. He just couldn't quite get a heavy enough touch on it, and it's gone out for a throw-in, actually, to Leeds. But that could have been easily 1-0 to Birmingham City, so we need to be careful of that. Buchanan whipped it in right to the back post. Really good pass, but Bakuna couldn't quite get there. Decent defending there from Leeds, just to put him off enough. He also has shown a poor temperament, poor attitude, will to just get out there. I mean, if it's somebody like Everton, who's to say if they go down, he doesn't just have to do the whole thing again, and say that he doesn't want to play for them and try and down tools and say he wants to leave. You can imagine it happening, because Everton probably will go down, especially if you get that points deduction, which they do deserve. So I don't understand the logic of him wanting to go there in the first place. Strauch just manages to get to that one, and Meslier hoofs it again out for a throw-in. What is a fair price for his wages now? He won't work. I'd give him nothing until he grows up. The unfortunate thing is that he's signed a contract, and that's it. He signed a contract, so he will be paid. You could say that he's in breach of his terms of contract, which he probably is, but then it would have to go through legal proceedings, I think. Real name hidden, saying I only remember Nonto has only one decent game against Man United. Yeah, but I think he did have some other good games as well. He came on against Liverpool, assisted the winner to Somerville, did really well. And then there was other games as well. The Cardiff game in the Cup, which is obviously against a Championship side, where he scored an absolute Di Canio-esque screamer. So he has had moments. Cresswell clears it. We are now at... That's the time we're on, because it just decided it would update. Well, although I think that's probably more like where we actually are in real life. He did really well at the start, then started to die off. I think he thrived in the chaos of... Jesse Marsh football, and was able to pounce on that, and was a player that did really well in that situation. And then after that, we saw when we had managers who came in with a bit more structure and stuff, he wasn't that great. Not to say that necessarily that means that'll be always the case, but there's a potential that he might struggle under somebody like Sean Dyche, because he's not fitted to a Sean Dyche system, and I don't think he'll do well there. Dan James up against Sanderson, and Laird tries to get the ball in the box. It deflects off Sanderson or Laird, not sure which one. It goes all the way through to John Ruddy, and John Ruddy is able to pick the ball up for a goal kick. John Ruddy rolls the ball out, and then it's clipped through towards Scott Hogan, and Meslier is able to pick it up. Meslier looking for an option, just rolls it out to Strauch. Will Jack stay? Haven't heard much rumours about his departure. Well, the thing about Jack Harrison is he's injured, so he's not going to pass a medical for anyone. So they might wait until he's fit, but even then, that could mean that he's got to wait until January to get his move. I don't know at the moment on Jack Harrison. He's kind of faded into the background a little bit, but obviously he's injured. So he won't be taking any part in first team football. So you just kind of forget that he's there. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled on the Jack Harrison one because, like you say, there's not been much about him. Did Adams fail the medical? I don't think he failed the medical. I think Chelsea realised that they could still. Laird has just basically punched Dan James in the face. I think it fell through. I think Chelsea said they didn't want him because they knew that they could get Caicedo now that he'd said no to Liverpool. I'm not 100% sure. He might have failed it, but I don't think so. Dan James now, he's going to look to get the ball in. I remember watching John Ruddy nearly 20 years ago at my local side, Cambridge. Yeah, he has been about for a long time, hasn't he? Dan James holding two hands up to cross it towards the back post, and it's a terrible pass. Really is bad. Or cross. Nigel saying if Leeds refused to play Nonto, he'd have to sue, refusing to work but wanting paying, wouldn't stick in any other job. Yeah, that's true. We'll have to see what happens on that. They want Tyler Adams because they have Caicedo. Yeah, but Caicedo hasn't actually signed officially yet, but he will be. That'll be maybe one of the reasons why they said, no, do you know what? We were doing it as a backup, as a precaution, but we think we can get him now, so go back to Leeds. And maybe Tyler Adams will feature this season for Leeds, but I mean, I don't think I can't see it. I think somebody else might come in for him, especially now that they know his release clause is 20 million. Birmingham City on the edge of Leeds' box, trying to cross the ball in, and Ayling blocks it out for a throw-in. Come on, Leeds. This has been a very weird half, and we need to sort of get a grip of things in the second half. We'll be shooting towards the Leeds fans in the second half as well, so hopefully that spurs them on to score in that end. You can see this being a 0-0 this game, though. You just can. Oh my God, Buchanan's absolutely spooned that. He's put snow on it. It's gone that high, and Meslier is able to catch it. Shrewey, is Gray still on the pitch? Yes, Gray is still on the pitch. But he's he's gone quiet recently. He's not touched the ball much. Does still look like we're doing a bit of a 2-3-5 when we haven't got the ball. Gray's actually on the ball now. When we are. Believe it or not, Norwich scored. Is it 3-2 in the first half? Mad. Now Byram. Byram into Strauch. Leeds are struggling to play out from the back here. Hi Ryan, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Byram into Shackleton. Shackleton plays the ball down the line for Dan James. Dan James is going to get there because he's that quick, and he's nutmegged Sanderson but can't quite get the ball off him on the other side. And then he's ended up fouling Sanderson. Oh my God, he did foul Sanderson, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in somehow. Ryan Tune, brilliant, and you? Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Hoping for a win today, and I'll feel even more brilliant. 3-2 in one half. Bloody hell. Dan James now with the ball, tries to flick it inside, and it just goes straight to a Birmingham player. It was actually harder for it to go to a Birmingham player than to go to a Leeds player there, and he managed to get it to a Birmingham player. Cresswell with the ball then, inside the centre circle. Plays the ball out to Ayling. Ayling looking for options. Has to come back here. Shackleton's offered an option. I think Shackleton hasn't really done anything for me, and he's been quite far forward, so I think to replace him with Rutte might be a good option. Dan James up against Ethan Laird here. Sam Byram now with the ball. Oh, friggin' hell. They're just not... Only 1 minute added time. Nothing's really happened, that's why. Rutter could make a difference. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what he could do in this game. Him making those third-man runs, arriving late in the box like Shackleton was trying to do, but just being a lot more of an attacking player than Shackleton. Ethan Laird's just picked Dan James up. What a tackle from Sam Byram, and yet you can't make a proper tackle anymore. Sam Byram's made a really good tackle here on the Birmingham player, and he's been given a yellow card. Sam Byram's going like this, saying it's my first one, it's my first foul. Got the ball. Going to be a free kick here then to Birmingham City. Obviously it says 45 up there, but it's really 46 minutes and 15 seconds because we're into injury time. As soon as this kick goes, I think it'll be half time. Cresswell wins the header, but now it's Bakuna. And it's half time. I'm just going to quickly refill my water bottle and things, and I'll be back in a second. Put your stuff in the chat. We'll see if we can have a crack with SofaScore and see how the first half played out. So I'll be back in a second. Matt Oliver saying we've got free content of a chair. We're so lucky. Well, actually, we all said we wanted to sign Chair. Here he is. Here we go. Welcome to Leeds United, Chair. Elias Chair joke there for everybody in the chat. So yeah, make sure you hit that like button for that. Let's see if we can have a little bit of SofaScore shared. See what we can do about this for everybody in the chat. SofaScore. Oh, David Cairn, sorry, I missed this. Born in Leeds, live in Canada, now watch or listen to every game, and I still can't wrap my head around Meslier. Most goals you can see doesn't even attempt to make a save. Yeah, I would like to see a change in goal. I'd like to see Darlow in there because I just think it's fresher, isn't it? It's just, yeah, I just want to see a bit of a change. Birmingham City versus Leeds United. Here we go. Oh, show more. That's it. Shortcut to make it F11. Well, for some reason it just doesn't let me do it. Either way, let's see if we can add a display capture to this. Display capture. Oh, bloody hell. We need the other screen, primary monitor. Right, we should be able to see this now. Right, you should be able to see that on the screen now. So, let's have a little look then. So, the first thing we're going to look at is the attacking momentum graph. We can see that actually it's been pretty even, with Leeds having more of it, but they've been quite not fantastic chances that we have been creating. So, like I said, players of the match so far. Dion Sanderson, I said he would probably be player of the match so far. He's just been all over every attack that we've had. Let me actually look at the pitch here, and let's have a look at average positions and Leeds United. So you can see here, Charlie Cresswell's been sat the deepest, covering this whole area here and maybe coming up a little bit higher sometimes. And Strauch has obviously been patrolling that same area, but been sitting a little bit higher up. Interestingly, Sam Byram and Luke Ayling are in a very similar position. Usually what you'll find that in this system, one of them pushes up a lot more than the other. But at the moment, Ayling and Byram seem to be doing quite a similar job, with Ayling maybe spending a little bit more of his time up there. Pervader's kind of been all over everywhere, but not really contributed anything fantastic to the game so far. Joffy has been actually further back than Daniel James, who's probably been our most attacking threat so far, just with his pace, trying to get in behind Ethan Laird. And Shax is the player that I would probably end up bringing off. When we look at the ratings, you can kind of see that bears out as well. Jamie Shackleton with one of the worst ratings there. But hold on, actually, can we? I'm just trying something. Stream. Oh, cool. There you go. Look at that. I can put it in the watch along window. Yes, so as you can see, Charlie Cresswell and Dion Sanderson have been the best players on the pitch so far, along with Daniel James as well. And that shows what kind of game this has been. The defence has been on top of the attack, and neither team have been able to create anything really well. When we look at Daniel James here, I'm not sure I can actually move that, you know. Although if I drop that, I think I might be able to open up some other windows just so that Dan James is on the screen. There we go. How ridiculous is that? Here's Daniel James then. So he's had one shot, which obviously was blocked, 0.15 XG. Let's have a look. 8 out of 14 accurate passes, 57% pass accuracy is not fantastic. But he's had a few successful dribbles, actually one successful dribble. And yeah, so overall, it's not been a fantastic game for anyone, to be honest. When we actually start to look at these things, let's compare all the people who we think have played the best. So let's just chuck Sam Byram there just so that we can actually get Dan James on the screen, Charlie Cresswell and Dion Anderson. Let's compare these two. Goals, assist. There we go. Don't tell me Cine is off now as well. We don't know about Sinistera. We think it's just an injury. But accurate passes there, we can see that Charlie Cresswell's played 39 out of 45 accurate passes, 87%. And Dion Sanderson's played 26 passes, so 20 less than what Charlie's played. So you can see how the teams are playing. Leeds trying to play out from the back a lot more, and Birmingham mostly bypassing that idea and trying to get the ball forward as soon as possible, whereas Leeds are being a little bit more patient in their build-up. There is also, here we go, there is a shot map as well, so let's have a look at the actual shots that were taken. So the first one here, Anderson, 0.05, blocked. Somebody missed it with a header, and then there was one, I think, so that's their only 2 shots. Let's have a look at match stats. Shots inside box 2. That's it. And then when you look at Leeds' shots, you've got Ampadu from the edge, which was blocked. Oh no, it was missed. That was the one he skied it over the bar. And then there was the one in here, which I think was Dan James, which got blocked. So neither team are particularly making any headway. Leeds would be 14th if the game's all stayed like they are now, on 2 points, which is not fantastic. It's not fantastic, to be honest. I would much rather we got a win today and started to climb the table. Let's have a look at our bench then, who we can bring on. The only players who I think could probably actually change the game, maybe bringing Cody Drama on at right back for Ayling, but I think Ayling's actually having one of his better games. And then you've got Jorginho Rutter as well, who we could bring on. So got to be a big plus. We're not losing at half time. Yes, certainly. And I think we can now grow into the game a little bit more. But yeah, if we look at top of accurate passes, it's Pascal Strike, 55 out of 59. That's why he's slightly further forward on that chart that we saw before of the average position. So yeah, it's interesting that the defence has really been on top of this game. And when you look at accurate passes, it's 4 Leeds players, then 2 Birmingham players, then another Leeds player. So Joe Gelhardt being second bottom with 5 out of 8, 63%, 63% pass accuracy. But yeah, we really need to get back into this game. That was a little bit of, let's just hide that. There we go. I'm back. You can see me all again. I'm sure you're absolutely delighted about that. And we shall get back to the football. I'm assuming it will be starting any minute now. Restarting the second half. Let's try and get it up. Oh no, we're still on the half-time graphic. So yes, anybody got any? Yeah, Shax is a ghost. Yeah, I think that's why Jorginho Rutter should come on. I think he's not 100%. He's injured, or he has been injured and he's coming back from injury. So I'm hoping that we can. But that was only in the Hearts game, to be fair. So it's only been a few weeks. So I'm hoping that we can get him back in the team now. I'm surprised we didn't get more from Rodrigo. Do you mean in terms of money? James Tyree saying if we can come away from this game with a point, I'll be okay with it. This next week we need incomings. Absolutely, yeah. We need a striker. We need all the players that we've mentioned. Really, all the positions that we've mentioned. We need them. I'm surprised we didn't get more from. We're talking about him, not the Leeds team. Who, Kirky, the last 2 second halves were pretty much were much improved. Hopefully more of the same. Yeah, that has been true, to be fair. The Cardiff game, we were much better in the second half. The Shrewsbury game midweek, we were much better in the second half. So hopefully, yes, he was more than worth more than 3 mil. That's Victor Orta for you. You can thank him for that. He obviously put it in his contract that if we got relegated, he could go for that much amount of money, and ended up going for that much. So, yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. And we lost out a lot of money for him, considering we paid £27 million for him. Bought for 30, sold for 3. Yeah, exactly. Awful bit of business, but in his last season, at least he scored 17 goals for us. We need to do better in the first half of these games. Yes, we do need to do better in the first half of these games, but what I would say is that Leeds have done quite well to not be behind. So we're still drawing, so it doesn't even matter if we've had a bad first half. It's 0-0 again, and we can go out and play again. I can't actually see what the like count is at the moment. Let me just make that full screen. Oh, 105 likes. Absolutely smashed it. Thank you, everybody. The whole front three changed from Cardiff last week, so looks disjointed. Such a shame that they don't look that great either. At least we've not conceded. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. That's what I was saying. So we've got the option of bringing on somebody like Rutter from the bench, and I think it's yeah, I think it's Otto as a train wreck at Middlesbrough. Yeah. Yeah, we've got players that we can bring off the bench, so let's try and change the game from that perspective. Has the second half kicked off yet, or what? Why have Leeds United just... Leeds United, I think, the club just tweeted a full stop with what must have been a picture or something, and then deleted it. My God. Yeah, Jer's just tweeted out. Jer, as you'll know, Jer from Leeds United The View. He's just tweeted out our injury list compared to Birmingham City's injury list. Just take a little look at that. Look at our injury list compared to Birmingham's. They've got one player out, George Hall. Look at ours. It's ridiculous. It's so long. When is the game going to kick off again? Has it kicked off again yet? It says half time still. Blooming heck. Oh, the teams are coming back out now. Yes, so we shall be starting very, very shortly. Media source 2. Make that visible. Pause it. Here we go. There we go. Time is out for the second half. Melee just standing on I just saw Melier standing on a sprinkler there because it hasn't gone back in the ground again. And get that groundsman, good lad, pick up that bottle. There was a bottle rolling across the pitch. I've never seen such an injury prone squad. The 49ers need to take a look at who's in charge of player conditioning. I also think it's to do with buying injury prone players as well, and thinking that somehow that's suddenly going to change, and their career is just going to turn a corner where they just no longer get injured anymore, which also comes down to our recruitment over the last couple of years. So hopefully we start recruiting a little bit differently. Right. We should be back on any minute now. Should be kicking off again. I don't think there's been any changes. Archie Gray's still on because we've seen some pictures of him now. God, he looks young. Ayling's still on. Joffy's still on. What number's Shackleton? Is he number 17? I think he is. It's weird seeing Shackleton not with his... What was he? Number 43 or number 46 or something like that. Who's... I can't remember, but... like Sam Byram. Yeah, but then Sam Byram is like free, isn't he? And he's actually fit at the moment. It's not like you paid a load of money. B. Quirky saying, has Hamer gone to Sheffield United, or is still a chance we can get him? I'm not sure, to be honest, on that one. It's not been 100% confirmed yet, so there's a chance we could hijack it, but it seems unlikely that a championship squad could a championship club could hijack a deal to a Premier League club. Shrewey, yes, reiterating what I was saying before about Dan James, he needs a good striker with the crosses that he gets in the box. Yes, it definitely does. CB saying he just came over from Just Joe. Welcome to the chat, CB. We usually see you in here quite often. Nice to have you back. 166 people in the chat at the moment. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. That is a fantastic amount of people. We are just about to kick off with the second half. Joffy about to take it here. Joffy getting ready to take the kick and me getting ready to press the button, so I'm contributing too. There we go. Yay. 45:01, 45:02. Here we go. It's so nice to be able to hear Brinlaw's voice instead of those biased Birmingham City commentators. I might actually listen to the commentary a bit more now. I think I'm a bit superhuman managing to listen to commentary and talk at the same time. Pascal Strauch with the ball now. Back to Byram. Out to... Ooh. Tackle from Ethan Laird goes right through the back of Dan James. Throw-in goes back to Strauch then. As we've seen, Strauch made the most passes so far in the first half. And the most accurate passes as well. So he's been crucial to a lot of the play out from the back, Pascal. Shackleton's just had the ball taken off him there by Buchanan, and then Strout wins the header. But it's gone back to Birmingham, and then back to Birmingham again, and now they have the ball with Ethan Laird trying to come up the right-hand side up against Sam Byram now. Looks to come back. Ball into the box, or ball to the edge of the box for Siriki Dembele. Nice little flick around the corner to Buchanan, and it's deflected off Shackleton, and Meslier is able to catch that one and get ready to set Leeds off on the attack again. Has there been any changes? No, I don't think so. I think it's the same 11 that we started the first half with. Mark Barlow saying, yeah, Byram is a bargain. Low risk transfer. Just hope we sign a striker ASAP. Need one regardless of who is left once the relegation clauses expire. Joffy now up into the opposition penalty area, but having to go out wide to wait for assistance. Now Shax back into Gelhardt. Gelhardt tries to take on his man. Goes out for a throw-in. Any formation changes? Not that I can see so far. It looks pretty much the same as what we were already doing. CB saying Joe is sounding depressed, but it could be because his dog has chewed his vape. Which dog was it? West Ham winning 1-0. Mistake by Max Aarons. Ayling's just done an Ayling flop, and then he's going to be able to get the ball in the box now. Looks like it's going to be Dan James to take this. Dan James with another chance to put the ball into the box. Hope this is better than his last delivery, because his last delivery was absolutely woeful. This is, to be fair, suited more to him because it's from the right-hand side, so it's an outswinger. Curls it towards the back post, straight over to Ruddy. Really not a good free kick, and Ruddy's thrown that one long up to Bacuna, and Shackleton's going to try and get there first. Shackleton's pretty quick, to be fair, but Bacuna, he's taking the mick. Bacuna has just gone up behind Shackleton as Shackleton got in front of him and pushed him in the back of the head like that, shoved his head down, and he's obviously gone down because it's pushed him over, and for some reason that's allowed. That you wouldn't even be allowed to do that in rugby. You got that you can hand someone off to the back of the head in rugby, so like, what's that about? Good lad, Ayling, gone straight through the back of Laird. Siriki Dembele, sorry. Pervader now with the ball. Out wide to Dan James. Dan James cuts inside. Tries to give it to Pervader, but it's cut out by the number 6, and then Archie Gray's got the ball back. Now Pervader. Pervader tries to get it into the box. Gelhardt's not quite alive to it, but if he'd have made a run for that front post, he would have got there then. '50th minute then here, and it's still 0-0 between Leeds and Birmingham City at St Andrews Stadium. Leeds, I feel like we need to make a change at some point soon, try and freshen up our attack, but we do seem to have started the second half a little bit better, not a load. Oh, Cresswell to Ayling. Ayling just manages to get the ball. Oh, Shax loses it. Meslier came out and claimed really well in front of Anderson there. What's your score prediction? It was 2-1 before the game. I still think that could happen. 3 goals in a half. There was 5 goals in the first half with Southampton and Norwich, so why couldn't there be 3 goals in this second half? It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't feel like it, though, really, that there'll be 3 goals. It just doesn't. Dan James is... people admit, like... Dan James is, I know you're joking, but like Dan James is decent. I really want him to do well as well. He could be really good in this division. I've got faith in the boy. I say the boy, he's literally the same age as me. Shackleton into Ayling. Ayling tries to get it through, and it's gone out for a Leeds throw-in. I've only just realised, why did nobody tell me that my stream was over to one side? Wait, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Dembele and Birmingham. Charlie Cresswell comes in on Scott Hogan, and Hogan just falls to the floor. Does an Ayling flop, and Birmingham City have a free kick, which is a shame because Leeds had them pinned in quite a promising position there. Ruddy takes the free kick, then long up towards the Leeds United penalty area, but Strauch again wins the header. Oh, Gelhardt with a good little bit of control, but he tries to play it in a space that's just too tight for anybody to get the ball, and he's trying to close down. Mark Barlow saying, "Hi, are we still playing 4-2-3-1 with the ball?" It's weird. As a whole, I think we're playing a bit of a 4-3-3 today, but with Shackleton a little bit further forward, almost as a number 10, which I just don't think works. But when we do have the ball, it becomes a 2-3-5. Which is what we've been doing the whole time. And when we play, I'll show you 1 second. When we play with the ball, we have two at the back. Where's football board at? Football board. Here we go. Goalkeeper, two centre backs, left back. So when we have the ball at the bottom, you see the two at the bottom are the two centre-backs who like to get the ball in these positions here, distribute the ball. Just 1 second. Sanderson is trying to get through on goal here. He's managed to pass it across, and Ampadu cuts it out so well, and Strauch's able to clear only to the halfway line. Dembele up against Shackleton. Good little touch by Archie Gray, and Ayling is able to try and clear it, but he's not because it's gone back to Dembele again. Now back to Buchanan, who's going to try and probably get the ball in the box. No, he's going to go back to Dembele. Dembele looks to get a ball in the box past Ayling, and he's gone past Ayling into the box and sent wide. It's going to be a corner. But yeah, these two at the back, the two centre-backs, they get the ball, and then your left-back, so here it'll be, I know the numbers aren't right, but Sam Byram will tuck in to that spot there. Oh, accidentally put an extra player on. Sam Byram will tuck into that spot there and basically create a three in midfield with Ampadu and Gray. I keep adding more players, and then basically all the attackers and the right-back go up into the final third when we've got the ball. Headed away by Strauch there. Pervader's got the ball and he's trying to get forward. Tries to give it to Dan James. It's a good tackle there by Sanderson, I think it is. Or Anderson, sorry. Shackleton is just being spoken to by Daniel Farker here, having a little word with him, telling him what he wants to do. Ayling throws it in. Shaq as a 10 doesn't sound like a good idea. Maybe not got that attacking, snappy passing game needed for a 10. Maybe we can get Pervader to 10 and bring Rutter on out wide. I think that's more ideal. I think it's weird because I think Pervader is playing quite centrally, but basically Ayling's taking up his position on the right-hand side, so it's weird. Farker must either be impressed with Shaq's or unimpressed with JB. Yeah, good shout, to be fair. JB's just not really kind of getting a look in. I think he struggled against Shrewsbury in the week, I was hearing. And he got brought off at half-time. So in a game against Shrewsbury in the Carabao Cup, you're kind of expecting you're kind of expecting JB to come in and make a statement performance that says that I should be in the first team, because that's what you should kind of be pushing for now. And he didn't do that. He didn't take his chance, and he was brought off at half time. And I just kind of thought, when is he going to do it? I know you can't write him off after that, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you need to start becoming reliable, JB, and then you'll get that game time. Gray did really well there to get the ball back. Nice. Gelhardt with a nice little touch. I was going to have a drink then, but I shouldn't yet. Gray's then brought down. Now Poveda out wide. Southampton 3-3. Now Dan James tries to get it into the box. Great save. And it's going to be a corner. I think Gelhardt's just took one in the nudges there. Good save there from John Ruddy as Dan James put the ball right across. Did well to get down that low to it in his old age. Dan James is going to take a corner here then. Archie Gray, for being so young, is a good little player. Yes, he is. Yeah, he really is. Oh, John Ruddy nearly dropped that one, and he's going to look to release a Birmingham player, but hasn't really got many options. Oh, he has. He's got a good throw on him. Shackleton wins the header, and now Byram has the ball. And Leeds are coming at Birmingham again. The pressure's starting to tell here. Leeds are getting a lot more chance to go at people. Oh, Dan James tries to curl one across the box, and Joffrey's just not quite tall enough to get a header on it. I'm not sure whether it was a shot or a cross, but either way, Leeds weren't able to get a telling touch on it. It's looking better from Leeds. There could have been some tactical changes there at half-time from Daniel Farker to trigger this. But I think Dan James is still getting on the ball a little bit more. In Football Manager, Dan James would have set pieces 6. Sad to see he's taking corners. Was that a ball into the corridor of uncertainty? Yes. The one before that was definitely the one where Ruddy had to make the save. And you know I love that corridor. Yeah, we need somebody else to take set pieces for us, really, don't we? Archie Gray took some good corners in pre-season. I don't know why he's not on corners. Ayling trying to take this throw in then after Cresswell was tackled. Now Archie Gray tries to bring the ball forward, and he's brought down, but it's not counted as a foul, and Birmingham are trying to play another little 1-2 down the line. It's Anderson up against Gray. Gray's managed to get back here, and Ayling's helping him out. He's got a touch, but doesn't manage to actually dispossess him. Ball inside to Dembele, and then another little flick to Sunjic. I'm learning the players. I'm learning who they are. And now Ethan Laird. Byron forces led back to Bakuna, and he's looking for an option. Sunjic is there, and Dan James tries to take the ball off him, but it's gone back to Bakuna, and now Leeds have won the ball and can try and attack, but Joffrey's little flick towards Dan James isn't quite good enough. I hope that Farker has the insight to have good backups after missing out on first choices. Do you mean in terms of transfers? Because it'll be Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson that'll have that list, and they'll have a. We always talked about Orta's list, but every recruiting department has more than one player that they want to go for. So I'm sure Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson will definitely have backups on backups of who they want to go for in this team, and that's when you get those links. Yes, he will be involved in it. He'll have a final say, I think, on whether they actually sign the player, whether he says, yes, I like that player, he's the sort of player I would like, or whether he wants them in the team at all. But I think the reason that you'll see that we've been linked with players, so like, for example, that Joel Poyanpalo, the Finnish striker from Serie B who scored 19 goals last season, the reason we've been linked with him is that probably our prime target would have been Joel Pirro, but they'll have said, right, well, who else if we can't get him? And he'll have been on the list, and they've probably said to the club he's at, I think it's Venezia, they've probably said, how much do you think he's worth? How much would you be willing to pay? And they've said, well, okay, there's a release clause of €3 million. So yeah, so that's where the interest will come, because once a club reaches out and says, well, how much would you want to part with the player, that's when you'll get in the news in newspapers and stuff. Mark Puddlesack, sorry, enjoying your game description. Started on another popular YouTube channel, but too much emotion and cursing. Thoughtful commentary here. Well done. Thank you, Mark. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the community. I am quite level-headed. I scream when we score. I just sigh and get sad and disappointed when we concede, because it's worn me down. But yeah, that's how it goes here. But yeah, for most of the time, we just keep it chill and we chat about the game. I can't believe when I say something that's like cringe, I have to mention it, because I've just said we keep it chill on this channel. That's horrendous. Why have I said that? Sometimes, because I'm just talking for like 2 hours, I say some real cringeworthy things, so just bear with me. Weird. Yeah, you're saying there 1977 Futre. That's weird that all our targets are in this country around this time around, which is weird, because I was just talking about Yul Poyanpalo, who's a Finnish striker from the Italian league, which is probably one of the only ones where we've been linked with players from abroad. But yes, I know what you mean. They're all players from domestic leagues in England this time, which is or in the UK in general, because obviously Glenn Kamara from Rangers as well has been linked. But there must be a reason for that. Yeah. The Birmingham City manager's got a tactics board out, and he's talking to his substitute about what he might go on and do. Leeds have just lost out on possession there, and now Birmingham are trying to get back over the halfway line, but crowded by a crowd of Leeds players, and now Joffy with the ball. Joffy's looking for options. Doesn't really have anyone, because there was nobody on that right wing. He needed Ayling's support there, but Ayling was nowhere to be seen. I still don't know where Ayling is, I've still not seen him. I think Pervader's looking for him now, but can't quite get the ball to him. 40% possession for Birmingham City, 60% possession for Leeds United in this game. So I think we are dominating more. We just need to make that pressure tell. Good ball into Dan James, but again, Dion Sanderson is there. He's been really, really good as a centre-half this game. I really am enjoying... Even though I'm a Leeds fan, I was a defender when I played football, so I enjoy good tackles, interceptions, reading the game well. He's been really, really good, Dion Sanderson for Birmingham City, and he's been a big reason why we haven't managed to create too many chances. Ball down the wing to Dan James. Let's hope we can create another chance here. Dan James cutting inside, clips the ball towards the centre and the penalty spot, but Pervader's not able to get to that one because he's not tall enough, and it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. And breathe. Looks like Cardiff. Bloody hell, my head's gone. Birmingham City are going to bring on Miyoshi here, and I don't know who is coming off. Anderson is coming off for Birmingham City. Come on, lads, on what you're drinking. I have an Asahi in my hand, sitting cosy in Taipei. I'm drinking some nice cold water. Jorginho coming on, somebody is saying. Trims and Tantrums Children's Salon just left. Joe subscribed. Oh yes, thank you everybody who subscribed as well. Mark Barlow saying subscribed. Thank you very much everybody who has subscribed. Yeah, Jorginho having a little chat with one of Farke's assistants there about what he what do you call it? What are the words I'm looking for? Oh yeah, what he might come on and do, and the way he might come on and change the game. Ball out to the right hand side, and it's gone out for a Leeds throw in after Buchanan's header. Joffy takes it into Archie Gray. Archie Gray with a nice little flick. He's confident and clever beyond his years as a footballer. Archie Gray, the way he just always knows when somebody's going to be behind him. He's very good at being press resistant. Byron with the ball. Back out to Dan James. Dan James into Pervader. Pervader trying to keep hold of the ball, does well there, and bloody hell, Sam Byram with the feet. Sam Byram with the feet. He's been fouled there, so Sam Byram has won Leeds a free kick in a very, very good position. Rutter coming on soon, is he? Cardiff losing 2-0 to QPR. It was such a bad result for us to draw 2-2 with them. People are saying, yeah, it's just a tough one, isn't it? It's like... Just remember, guys, as well, obviously some of you will be new here because when I mentioned this, we had less than 100 viewers in here. But if there is a goal, Joffy's the one coming off a Rutter, by the way. If there's a goal at either end or anything like that in the game, don't put it in the chat until I've seen it and reacted to it, because I won't know that it's happened yet. If you haven't seen me react to it, I haven't seen it yet. So don't say it, because you won't get a genuine reaction out of me, that's all. Cross in from Dan James, flicked up, and then Rutter shoots, blocks, second goal, blocked. That's gone out for, I think, a Birmingham City throw in there. Honestly, if we hadn't got Ampadu and Byram, we'd be playing the reserves. Yeah, Ampadu and Byram have obviously both been really good, but you wouldn't be expecting Sam Byram to come in and do the sort of job that he is doing. It's just whether he can stay fit or not. 97.7, which version of... Yes, I'm watching LUTV. Now Strauch. Ball into Ampadu. Back to Melier. Clever little ball. And then Ampadu again. You can see that he's looking around, telling people where to go, moving people about, being very vocal. And I really like that about his game. I think it's underrated. Charlie Cresswell with the ball. Tries to bring it out towards Ayling on the right-hand side. Ball out to Byram. Really good ball by Ampadu out to Byram. He's now played it down the line to Dan James. Dan James coming up against Laird. Dan James, good little ball into Pervader. Pervader tries to cut it back and Shax can't quite get to it. I really thought... I mean, I would have dropped Joffy into the attacking midfield role, to be honest. Good tackle by Cresswell there on Scott Hogan. It's going to be a throw into Birmingham City inside their own half. I wish we'd stop playing teams that play in the exact same colour every week. I keep nearly saying Cardiff. God, I feel like these headphones are squeezing my head off. Got a headache now. But maybe that's just watching Leeds. And looking at this pink kit maybe gives me a headache as well. Sounds like Gray's getting a bit sick of a bit of stick and targeted. I don't think massively he is, to be honest. Not that I've noticed. Buchanan tries to clip one down the line. Dembele cuts back, crosses the ball in, and Cresswell gets a good header on it, but it's gone straight back to Dembele. Shot from Hogan flies over the bar. Very, very loose shot. Not very good at all. And the Leeds defenders high-fiving each other because they did a good job there of keeping them at bay and making them have really speculative efforts. What do you guys think of the rumour that Adams potentially has a 4-month injury ahead of him? I don't really see how that could... Is that something that he's redone since he's been coming back from injury? See, a trick. So any of you who are outside of the UK, so I know you are 1977 Future or Futre. I know you're outside of the UK. Anybody who's outside of the UK, a trick is if you buy a Leeds United membership, so if you buy My Leeds Plus, that is 70 quid, I think, right? But what you get with it is an LUTV code for the season. So if you go on if you've bought the membership, if you then go on my account, you get a code for the season, and if you put that in on LUTV's free for the whole season, but obviously you've paid 70 quid for it. But it saves you paying 460 quid by paying a tenner a game, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Our kit makes me want to eat a Hawaiian pizza. I get headaches when I have headphones. Yeah, these are really comfortable. I literally have them on at have them on at work every day. But I don't know. Maybe it's just hot in here as well. Good ball from Ampadu into Preveda. Preveda with a chance to run out the defence now into Dan James. Dan James cuts back. You're looking for a shot, curls one, and it goes over the bar. Not sure what that's going to be. I think that's going to be a goal kick. You paid for the £3.49 a month, which is 400 NT, which I'm assuming is the currency where you are. So what about in the UK? Oh yeah, some of them are on ESPN Plus. In the UK, it's just a bit of a struggle to get them. You can only listen to the radio version on LUTV. Unless you use a VPN to say that you're in a different country and then log into LUTV, which I'm not 100% sure that works. Shaq's now with the ball. A couple of players just ran into each other there. Yeah, Shaq's and Laird, I think it was, ran into each other. Shackleton stayed on his feet for a little bit. It was Dembele. So Sariki Dembele and Shackleton ran into each other. Dembele went straight down. Shackleton stood there for a minute and then went down. Although I think Shax is bleeding from his eye there, maybe, or can't tell whether it's just a bit of hair. Yeah, I think they just ran into each other head first there. Yeah, it does look like Shackleton's bleeding under his eye. Tom Brady's glasses probably worth our houses. Michael Phelps is the better athlete anyway. Rather have him on board with us. Michael Phelps and Russell Westbrook. They beat Tom Brady. But still a tenner a pop. I watch replays when they appear on LUTV. Yeah, fair enough. If you can avoid the score and then watch the replay, it's not quite the same, but it's not the end of the world. And Jordan Spieth. Yeah, I forgot about Jordan Spieth as well. Yeah, we definitely win with our famous American sportsman. Oh. Still be a bit of time added on at the end of this game, I would expect. But how are we in the 75th minute already? Blimey neck. Let's have a look at the bench. Who could come on for Shaqs if they need to? One second. Who was in the lineup? JB, Bate. That's about it for midfielders that we've got on the bench. God, we're light. We're so light. Any word on Cine? I heard that he was just injured. I haven't heard anything else particularly yet. Cine's injured, so didn't travel. Yes, that's all I'd heard as well. Tom Brady was a 49ers fan growing up. He wanted to play for them at the end of his career, but we never signed him. Oh, I didn't know that. Kerry Williams, Leeds Lately member, saying, bait on in the middle, shift Pervader out wide, bring off James, please. I'm happy for Bates to come on for Shaqs and leave it as it is. If you bring off James, who you... Like, are you bringing off Shackleton as well in that situation? Because we haven't really got anybody to replace him. Ball down the line to Miyoshi, up against Ayling and Gray. Now to Buchanan, tries to put it in the box, and Ayling gets a good deflection on that. And it's going to be a corner to Birmingham City. My prediction has gone out the window, I think. I don't see it being 2-1 now. But I did say that it'd score from a set piece, so it might be this. Matt Olver saying, I thought Daniel Farke was supposed to be attacking football. He is. I don't know what you've seen that isn't really attacking football. Hope I'm doing more watch-alongs. I will be. It's just that I had one scheduled for Wednesday night, but it just wasn't on TV anywhere in the world. The Shrewsbury Carabao Cup game. Short corner then to Miyoshi. Miyoshi looks to try and get it in the box. He's flicked it over everybody. It's gone over, and it's going to be a throw-in on the opposite side to Leeds. Real waste of a corner there for Birmingham City. We can't go all out attack. Our defence is not that good. Yeah, exactly. We've got to be a little bit of we've got to be a little bit careful with the way that we play, given the players that we have. But I don't think that we've necessarily not tried to go and score. We've been attacking. We've got forward. Ruter into Pervader, and then it's a good tackle there from Laird, because otherwise Dan James might have been in then. Miyoshi's gone right through the back of Ampadu there. So it's going to be a free kick there to Leeds. Can't wait to watch the Everton fan channels if the result stays as it is now. Has the Premier League started today? I genuinely just didn't know that the Premier League had started. It's just not been concentrating on. Man City won 3-0 against Burnley. Haaland with 2 goals and Rodri with 1 goal. Bournemouth, West Ham, Bowen and Solanke with the goals. Brighton, Luton, Solly March, João Pedro and Carlton Morris with the goals. Fulham, Bobby D. Cordova Reed 1-0, and then Arsenal beat Forest with goals from Nketiah and Saka. So I had Saka and Haaland in my team. And Haaland has obviously scored 2, and Saka's scored as well. So I might have a good first week to FPL. Let's have a look, see if any of it's updated. Ruddy clears the ball there long. Oh, I better get back on YouTube Studio so I can see. Oh, Dembele now with the ball coming towards the Leeds United penalty area. Ayling comes across him, does an Ayling flop, and he's going to get a corner more than anything. It's not actually going to be a free kick to Leeds, which is obviously what Ayling was aiming for, what he was ailing for. But yeah, best thing he did there was just get his body in the way. Birmingham City corner. Oh my God, he's just headed it wide. Long has just headed it a long way off target, but he really should have done better. He was right in front of goal and he's just bashed it wide. Should have been 1-0 there to Birmingham City. Free header, absolute free header. Yeah, I've been really looking forward to this season, and so far it's not really been fantastic. I managed to get tickets for West Brom at home on Friday the 18th, though, next Friday. So yeah, I got to the Cardiff game, I'm getting to the West Brom game. I'm going to try and get to as many home games as possible whilst I can. Well, not whilst I can, I'm not dying or anything, but you know what I mean. Whilst they're available. Alan got 2 last night, both great goals. Sam Byram then with the throw in. Ruter now. Throw in to Leeds. Gained a few yards there. Brinlow's just copying what I'm saying now. Gonna piss the injury league. Now, we are so high up now that Charlie Cresswell is our furthest player back, and he's in the opposition half. Oh, it's gone through to John Ruddy there. But if there was somebody at our back post, we might have got on the ball and scored. But there was nobody there, and it's going to be a long ball forward to Siriki Dembele. Now, Ayling is being left in the dust a little bit here, as you probably expect. Now Miyoshi outside the area, tries to get it into Dembele again. Dembele looking for options, back into Miyoshi. Leeds have to be careful not to give away a penalty here, and Ampadu's done really well to clear that. Now Ruter's trying to chase it down against Long, and Ruddy's out quickly to get the ball. Do you think Rodon will come on? I don't really see a point, really, to be honest. I think he needs a week of training, get him in for the next game against West Brom next Friday, and I'll be able to see his debut. I'll be happy with that. Yeah, so it'll be you'll get live watch-alongs for the away games. Now Siriki Dembele coming towards the Leeds United goal. Now Bakuna is going to try and shoot. Meslier is able to catch it. Bad decision there from Bakuna. He had a lot of options on, and he's gone for a shot. Where is drama in all of this? Yeah, he's on the bench because he's come back from injury, so maybe they didn't want to risk him quite yet, but they needed him on the bench because otherwise they wouldn't have had enough players. So maybe that's why. Leeds now with the ball with Strauch. One shot each on target in this whole game. Strauch with the ball. Strauch's had to turn back and go back towards his own goal because there's just no options. Birmingham are quite good at marking the space and stopping us playing out. As to say, that Leeds do really well to get through that press. Now Ruter with the ball. Out wide to Dan James. Done really well there, Ruter. Now he's going to try and get in the box for it. Now Dan James. Just put it in the box, Dan. And he's going to win a corner there. Dan James has won Leeds United a corner. Penny Lane saying, at least I'm happy the Lionesses won today. Chance for Dan James to put the ball in now. Header across the back post. So close from Sam Byram. That is so close. Oh my God. That is so close from Byram. Oh, although I think it might have been a Birmingham City player that got his head on that in the end, you know. We haven't won a league game in so long. It's like a festering sore that won't heal, getting our team into winning mentality. Exactly. Well, Matt Olver's saying this puts us in 15th, but 15th is where we thrive. That's where we're back home. 15th in the championship. We're back home, nice and cosy. No danger of going up, no danger of going down. Ooh, lovely. Lovely bit of Leeds United Stockholm syndrome. Long ball forward from Ruddy, as I've said a lot of times today. Now Bielik passing it out wide to Buchanan. Buchanan to Dembele. Dembele up against Ayling here. Plays the ball down the line. Shackleton's trying to get his body in front of Buchanan. He tried to let it run out for a goal kick, but eventually it's gone to Charlie Cresswell, who's only cleared it as far as Sunjic, who's got it back into Dembele. Dembele with a nice little touch. Really good ball into the box, and then Charlie Cresswell's able to clear it. Not in danger of going down, bookmarked. Oh, well. We say things sometimes, don't we? I know. How many subscribers am I on? I reckon I've gained a few in this. Your channel, YouTube Studio. Oh, good flick on from Ampadu there to stop that going in. 6,462 subs, guys. So if we can get 38 more people to subscribe, then we will hit that 6.5k mark that I've been looking to get to, the next little mini milestone. So if you've not subscribed already, please whack that subscribe button. It'll really, really help me out. Norwich 4-3 up now. I feel like we've been watching the wrong game today, guys. Corner about to be whipped in then by Birmingham City. Headed away by Ruter there, doing the Bamford job at the front post. Wish we could score goals. Russ Vernon saying, hi Max, keep up the great work on the channel, mate. You do amazing content. Thank you very much, Russ. That means a lot, mate. I think 6 more minutes for Everton to lose. Fingers crossed. If I smile, if I smile, you'll subscribe. There you go. Yeah, Laird tried to put the ball across the box to Hogan there, and he snatched at it. It was only a half chance, really, anyway. Jutkovic and Jordan James apparently are coming on. I only know that because of Bryn Law. I don't know the players myself. In fact, I've heard of Jutkovic. He's coming on for Scott Hogan, I think. Jordan James, another Welsh international, apparently. Probably a Welsh international that isn't actually Welsh like the rest of them. Thank you, Penny Lane. Thank you very much. Is there anything to the Flynn Downs rumours? I haven't actually heard any of the Flynn Downs rumours yet. When I see them, or if anything becomes a little bit more concrete, I shall be making a video and doing some analysis on him, like I usually do. Thanks, guys. 7 of you have subscribed. That's really helped me out. Thank you. Pervader now with the ball. Out to Byram again. Byram looking to get the ball into Dan James. Nice little bit of interplay with Pervader. Pervader's still got the ball, but is tackled here, and it's going to be a Birmingham City free kick. 0-0. 88th minute there. Nearly the 90th minute. But I'm sure we'll have some time added on, especially for when Shaq's got his eye bust open or his cheek bust open. I don't really know how Shaq's has got 90 minutes here, to be honest. Sariki Dembele now with the ball. Ayling tries to put a foot in. Penalty to Birmingham in the 89th minute. Oh my God. Penalty to Birmingham City. Dan James just did not see that Laird was there. He did not know he was there at all. So it's going to be a penalty to Birmingham City. It would be, wouldn't it, in the 89th minute? So we'll have to. There's potential we'll have to rescue a point. Melier doesn't save pens. True. I've actually hidden the chat just until this is taken because someone will say that it's whether it's gone in or not, and I want it to be a nice surprise. Melier got a yellow card. Whistle's gone. Penalty's about to be taken. Scores as we thought he would. Melier just does never saves penalty. You can't really expect him to be honest. Oh my God. One positive, could not find a stream to watch this game. Sounds dreadful. Yeah, it's really not been a good It's really not been a good game. Melier got a touch to it, still went in, but bloody hell, we need some recruitment. Yeah, Melier saved it with his... Well, he got a touch on it with his feet and it just flew into the top corner anyway. Shackleton's coming off and Roden's coming on for his debut. I don't really know why we're bringing on a centre-back. Is he going up top? Is Roden going up top? Imagine if he scores the equaliser. Long season, lots of time. Yeah, absolutely, obviously. But we just need some recruitment. And well, that's the thing. It's a long season, but it's not a long transfer window. We need to get... we need to get some players in before this transfer window ends. Kerry Williams saying, what a mess we're in. It gets worse each week. This league is terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I can just see it already now. Like, I can see, like, you know, those Twitter accounts who are just run by a nameless person who's like footy accumulators or what are they called? Just similar things to that they'll be putting. When we lose to bloody West Brom as well, it'll be like, oh, Leeds' first 3 games of the Championship, in like that embarrassed, shocked face, like just for loads of interactions, and I hate that. I can't be arsed seeing that. Everton lost. Well, at least Everton lost. Stick Darlow up front. Birmingham City bringing on a substitute now as well. We're 3 minutes into the 6 minutes of added time here, by the way. In fact, I can cue that up for you. There you go, that's the added time. It's a free kick to Leeds, but we could have just played advantage. The standard of refereeing in this division is shocking. He doesn't even get it give it a second to breathe. Still 2 minutes of added time remaining, but yeah, there will be more. Oh, God. This is no fun, is it? Let's have something to cheer about. To be fair, I actually enjoyed the Cardiff game, especially being back at the ground and stuff, and then us scoring a 94th minute equaliser. I like, there was at least something to cheer about, even though it was the only equalising against Cardiff. But yeah, we could have, if we'd have had Nonto, we'd have used him up front. Definitely, he would have been the starting striker if he'd have been wanting to play. Joe Roden plays a long ball up to the penalty area. Ampadu makes the tackle, and the ball's going to go to Sam Byron for a throw-in. Dan James back to Strouk. Strouk's going to try and clip it towards the box. Ampadu on the edge of the box. He's been fouled there, but he's not been given. Strouk makes a tackle on Miyoshi, does really well there. Ruter's trying to get past. Oh, and you're going to give that as a free kick? Oh my God. Honestly, the standard of refereeing in this division is absolutely shocking. Oh, he's got cramp now, has he? You're a professional footballer, you don't get cramp. Oh well. What's everybody doing after this? Nice relaxing evening and stuff. Have a nice tea with your families and just watch TV or something. Long ball forward from that free kick. Strack wins the header. Roden heads it back to Melier. Going to bed angrily. Yes, tea time, maybe a Chinese takeaway. Bed, then work at midnight, so probably have nightmares. Yes, probably have nightmares. Laird's made a good tackle on Dan James there. Let's not forget, by the way, that, yeah, this is bad, right? But Birmingham City have had a really good transfer window, recruited really well, and they'll be a prospect for the playoffs this season. Rodon trying to get in there. Oh, and it's bounced through to John Ruddy in the end. 4-4 Norwich. Yeah, that's it. That's a final whistle. Leeds United have lost in their second game of the season against Birmingham City here. Yeah, it's not fantastic, is it? It's not good at all. We really need a striker. Hopefully, we'll get some news of some more transfers during the week. If we do, you'll get breakdowns, you'll get analysis, you'll get all that stuff. We're going to keep going with the videos. We're going to keep smashing it. Keep getting you all to subscribe as much as we possibly can. Trying to get to 10k by the end of the season. So yeah, if you haven't already, please hit that sub button, even just to soften the blow of losing this game. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. There's been loads of you in the chat tonight, a lot of the regulars as well, so really appreciate that, and I appreciate the members as well. Kerry Williams in the chat today, this afternoon. So yeah, appreciate everybody that's joined so much. Yeah, thank you. And next week it'll be wait, what's our next game? Because obviously we've got West Brom, because I've got tickets for that. Oh yeah, so it's the 18th of August. So next week I won't be doing a live watch along because obviously I'm at the game for West Brom, so I shall do a match reaction to that one. Then you'll get a live watch along of the Ipswich Town game the week after that. So look out for that on the channel. Obviously you're all here today, but I will be uploading a match reaction as well, where we go into things a little bit in more detail. So make sure you go and check that out. That will be out on the channel as soon as I can record it and edit it, is like literally as soon as I come off here. So look out for that as well. Thanks everybody again for joining me, and I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately. Make sure you hit that sub button, make sure you hit that like button, and I really appreciate all the support. Thank you everybody, and I'll see you next time.